Hello guys, this is Doronsmovies and you're watching the 41st episode of the World of Warcraft lore Q&A. So today I'll be answering some of the questions you guys left on the previous video and also some questions you left on the Facebook page. Now if you want to get your questions answered on the next Q&A, you can leave them on the YouTube comment section. It's best if you put it on the newest one, on the newest Q&A. You can also send your questions by YouTube personal messages, Facebook and Twitter. And if you have any questions, you can also ask me on my Twitch stream, as I usually answer all the questions on there. Anyways, without further ado, let's just get into the questions. So the first question is by Ola, and he asks, I have always wondered why Sargeras is fighting so hard to conquer Azeroth. With the struggle that they have, why can't they just move on and destroy all the remaining realms? Or is Azeroth the last planet to invade? Maybe he should just put more energy elsewhere and return with a stronger legion. Honestly, I feel it's mostly pride. I mean, Sargeras before was like a member of the Pantheon. It's like an elite circle of the Titans, and also he was the strongest fighter out there, and after he turned evil, he became known as the Destroyer. I mean, he obliterated many nations and all that, and then he was stopped on the world of Azeroth, which I guess is not the biggest world out there in the universe. Although we don't really know what the universe is in Warcraft, in the Warcraft franchise. I mean, we don't know how big the universe is, we don't know how many planets are there, how many worlds and all of that. But generally, I do think it's kind of pride as well, and the mission, as they want to undo everything the Titans have made. And how are they going to have like their reputation as the strongest force known, like the destroyer of worlds and all of that, if they can be stopped by mortals in the small world of Azeroth? I'm even guessing Sargeras himself could easily defeat multiple Titans, so as I said, barely even Titans can stop him. Now I do feel that we will put the end to the Burning Legion and Sargeras as well one day, and that the Titans will help us, even though they're said to not have been on Azeroth for thousands of years since they left. And it would probably make the best expansion yet, in my opinion, because they could also tie down with another expansion. So like the first one could be the invasion of Azeroth and everyone like defending it, and then in the following expansion we could like venture into the world of Argus, which I presume is like the main base of operations for the Burning Legion now, and finally put the end to them. But then again, I mean, those are just some speculations, and I honestly think it would be kind of boring if we just kill the Burning Legion, or they would just like give up or something, because we wouldn't really have that greater potential enemy like the Destroyers and all of that. So honestly, it would be better if you don't destroy them, as it kind of keeps the story interesting. Alright, next question is by Terry, and he asks, so I was getting ready to make a Goblin and was looking through the classes and I saw a Shaman. Anyway, why Goblins can be Shamans? Cause they are not spiritful. Honestly, it's a bit weird that the Goblins are Shamans when you think about it, but it's actually pretty legit, lore-wise. I mean, there are different ways of shamanism, and when it comes to like the bare bones of shamanism, it's just making that deals with the elements. I mean, some do it nobly, like the religious shamans that respect and worship the elements, while there are also the dark shamans who torture the elements and force them to do whatever they want. Usually it backfires against them. And then there are the Goblins who just kind of make like these deals with them. And as you said, I mean, they are obviously not spiritual people, and yet they have these sort of contracts they make, and I'm guessing it's kind of mutually beneficial for them. I think there was a thing in Deepholm when he said the contract was over, the elemental to the Goblin. So it probably works in that sort of a way. I mean, the Goblins do their part and the elementals do theirs. And I guess it works in like the Goblin nature, because generally they're very manipulative and persuasive as well. Also, their totems, from what I understood, aren't really the same as the others, because they're kind of these mechanical things that kind of function on the energy from the elements. And in my opinion, it's kind of bending the lore when you think about it, in order to make a class function for a certain race because of gameplay reasons. But I guess it makes sense. And Blizzard is always entitled to change their own story, and honestly so far it works, so I don't see why they should change it. Alright, next question is by Unearned End, and he asks, how powerful do you think the Dreaded Blade of the Trollbane's Trol'Kalar is? I've read up about what little we know of, and it's pretty crazy. Well, honestly, it's kind of like a good specific sword, if you could say that, but I wouldn't say it's like the most powerful weapon out there. I mean, with so many powerful weapons around in the Warcraft universe, that could definitely match with this one. I mean, it was wielded by Trollbane in the Troll Wars, which was a few thousand years ago, and pretty much Trol'Kalar means Troll Slayer, and the reason it's so powerful is because it's effective against trolls in general. Now, when a troll is hurt by a regular sword, he can regenerate pretty fast, and it is one of the common troll traits, you know, they have their regeneration stuff. But when a troll is struck by the Trol'Kalar, the regeneration rate is much slower, just as with a regular man. But apart from that quality, it's really nothing crazy, I mean, compared to the Ashbringer, or Aetish, the Staff of the Guardian, or even Sargeras' sword, which I believe is the most powerful weapon in the entire universe. So really, compared to all these fabled weapons in the Warcraft lore, it's kinda just cool, but really just nothing really insane. Alright, next question is by Juso or Huso, I can't really pronounce it, and he asks, does Varian know anything about what happened to Bolvar? I know he said something to Tyrion, like the world must never know what was done here today. Now, I actually believe he does, like Varian. I read Wolfheart a few years ago, but I know they mentioned Bolvar, and it turns out that both Jaina and Varian know what happened with Bolvar, but they kinda want to keep it a secret from everyone, and especially Anduin because he kinda grew up with Bolvar. Now, I don't think he knows exactly what happened, but he probably heard some sort of rumors. Plus, I don't think only the two of them know. I mean, I'm pretty certain that there are some others who overheard what happened between Tyrion and Bolvar. I mean, yes, they were kinda alone in the chamber in that cinematic, but they came there with an entire army, and it's not like Tyrion just got to the Lich King and just killed him himself. I mean, he probably ordered his men to leave him, but some might have overheard or just heard the shaking thing when the Lich King put the crown on, or even his final words. So yeah, it is possible that someone else spread some rumors and that not everyone chose to believe it. So in my opinion, even though he said that the world must never know what happened here, I'm pretty certain that some people in the world do know about it, and I think Jaina and Varian know about it as well. Alright, and the last question, which is kinda also related to the previous one, is by Van Volk, and he asks, does Bolvar have a mind of his own, or does the Lich King command him? Well, at the moment, there is really no Lich King. I mean, Ner'zhul was the very first Lich King, and was made in order to weaken the world of Azeroth, so that the Burning Legion could invade it a lot easier. But that kinda changed, and the Lich King got another role. But at the moment, like, there is no Ner'zhul, and Arthas is dead. So I'm pretty sure he's kind of alone there as a Lich King. But I personally don't think that he has the exact same mind as he had when he was like the champion of the Alliance and like the ruler of Stormwind, or at least the helping hand of Stormwind. Now instead I think he has changed a bit since putting on the crown, but definitely not as much as Arthas. I mean, it's not like he turned evil and wanted to destroy the entire world. But we never know, and Blizzard kinda likes these corruption stories, so it could be possible. So I would say I don't think he's commanded by anyone, and that he kind of has a sort of a mind of his own. Alright, and that is all I have for this Q&A. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to leave your questions for the next Q&A, either by YouTube comment section, and it's best if you leave it on the newest Q&A video. You can also send your questions by YouTube personal messages and Facebook and Twitter, as you have links in the description for that below. Also, don't forget to like, favorite and subscribe, as it really helps out the channel a lot and keeps these videos going. And also check out my Twitch stream, as I stream there a few times a week here and there, and you can also ask me various lore questions and all sorts of questions, so you can find that in the description as well. Anyways, thanks so much for taking your time to watch this video, and see you next time.